guys, welcome back to another pregnancy update. This video we're going to go over weeks 11 and 12. So at the end of week 12, baby was the size of a lime. My weight at the end of week 12 was 152 pounds, 152.4 pounds. So I have lost 2 pounds since the beginning of my pregnancy. For sleep, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable when I'm sleeping. A lot of tossing and turning, and my belly is starting to get bigger. Especially at the end of week 12, I feel like I'm starting to show a little bit more. So sleeping on my tummy has been really uncomfortable. So the best moment of this week was our first trimester screening and our NT scan, which was in week 12, and it was on July 11th. And so that leads us into doctor's appointments. Yes, we did have our first trimester screening and our NT scan in week 12. It went great. It was really, really amazing to see the baby again, and it went great. I was 11 weeks, 4 days, and the baby was measuring exactly 11 weeks and 4 days. And I was like, just of course. And when they were trying to get all the measurements, the baby was just totally cooperative. They would roll like a certain way that they needed them to just to get everything done. The tech was even saying like, this is the easiest scan I've done in so long. So the baby was super easygoing, really cooperative. Like I said, measuring exactly on track. The thickness of the nuchal fold was at 1.3 millimeters, which is well under the max of 3 millimeters. Once it starts getting closer or higher than 3 millimeters, that's when there could start being problems, but it was at 1.3, so that was perfect. We're still having the non-invasive prenatal test done, and I think it's by Natura. I'll double check that and I'll put that down in the description box. I think our insurance covers it. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a couple different like plans or like different like add-ons that you can do. You can do, I think just the basic covers like Downs and maybe like 2 other ones, but we added on the extra ones like the deletions, micro deletions and things like that. And also I think the add-on includes the gender. So and I've touched on it in a few of my other videos. My stepson was born with a genetic deletion. We know that we are not at any more of a risk. My husband's not a carrier for that. We know that we're not at any more of a risk, but I think I said this with my last pregnancy too. Things happen and you never know. We had a less than 1% chance of ever having a baby naturally, and now we're going on baby number 2 completely naturally. So that's kind of how I feel about percentages and like your risk factors. They don't really mean much to me because we beat the odds with this. So anywho, that was off on a tangent. So we did want to have the micro deletions tested for. And like I said, it also includes gender. So they did that blood draw on July 11th during that appointment, and we'll have the results within 10 to 14 days. With my last pregnancy, it didn't take 10 to 14 days. I think we had the results back in a week. So symptoms in week 11, lots of fatigue, nausea, bloating, constipation, heartburn is back with a vengeance. And I don't know if I said this in my last update, but heartburn didn't start with me in my first pregnancy until way towards the end, but this pregnancy it's starting super early, and that sucks. Also, my breasts are starting to get swollen and heavy, and my nipples are super sensitive. That in my first pregnancy happened much earlier, so it's weird how things are just different. Every pregnancy is different, I guess. By the end of week 12, my symptoms all started to kind of ease up, especially the nausea. I'm still a little bit tired in week 12, but not as bad at all. And I'm super hopeful that it's because I'm nearing the end of the first trimester, and that's why things are just kind of tapering off, and I hope that they just stay away. Food cravings, the weirdest thing I craved was hot chocolate, and it's the middle of July, you guys. It's so hot. We live in New Mexico in the desert. It is so hot, and my husband was at work and he was on his way home, and I was like, you have to stop and get me some hot chocolate because I was just dying for some hot chocolate. So weird. Food aversions, nothing really in particular, but this also happened during my last pregnancy, and I have like aversions to anything like home cooked, which sucks because all I want is junk food, like frozen like pizza rolls, like corn dogs, things like that, like junk food, like stuff that's not good for me. Like that's what I want, but anything home cooked like just doesn't taste good to me. I just don't want it. It sucks. What I missed these weeks, in week 11, it was 4th of July, so I missed drinking beer because everybody's drinking. It's a great holiday to be outside and lighting fireworks and just having a beer, and it being the middle of summer. That's one thing that I missed. In week 12, what I started really missing is just eating whatever I want. There's so many food restrictions, and I know like lunch meat is one of them, and I know a lot of people say like, who cares, just eat that turkey sandwich, but like my fear and what I've read about women who have gotten listeria while pregnant, like it's horrific, and it's almost, it's just, I don't even want to go there. Like just thinking about what could happen to the baby is enough to make me not even miss lunch meat anymore. But I do still miss like cold cuts. Like I want to go to Subway and just get a cold turkey sandwich. And I know you can have it toasted, but that's not what I want. I want a cold turkey sandwich. So that's one thing that I miss. What I'm looking forward to in these weeks is getting the results for our non-invasive prenatal test. One, for obviously the peace of mind knowing that everything looks okay so far. Chromosomally, is that a word? Chromosomally, I don't know. And also finding out the gender of this baby. No, I'm not feeling any movement, and no stretch marks yet. That's it for weeks 11 and 12, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, please. And if you're new, subscribe. I would love to have you follow along on this journey. Yeah, I guess that's it. So we will see you guys for week 13. Bye.